This woman says, I'm getting a divorce. Very simple with the title. She posted this in the 2X chromosomes. She says, husband and I have been together for 8 years, married for 2. He's unlike any partner I've ever had. I always go for the tortured intellectual types. Hubs is easygoing, into sports, and owns his own business. The first 5 years were great. And then things changed for me in my career. My job became more demanding and I came home exhausted every day. I do 100% of the housework, so I asked him for help. He said he would, but nothing would change. I'm now at the point where I make more money than he does, and he still doesn't contribute to the house. Our house is massive for 2 people with no children. He owns his own business and needs space to store inventory, so I'm stuck cleaning this massive house that I don't use most of the space in. The other thing that's happened, he works from home and has YouTube on in the background all day. Over the last 2 years, the algorithm has become really far right. So he's watching stuff like Andrew Tate and Tucker Carlson. As a lifelong liberal, I cannot be yoked to someone who thinks those opinions are morally okay. If the U.S. goes full Handmaid's Tale and I'm legally this man's property, I absolutely do not trust him to have my best interests in mind. I'm moving out at the end of July. My family thinks I'm insane. My dad and stepmom told me yesterday that it's normal for a woman to do all the housework and to suck it up and deal with it. Also, that it's ridiculous to divorce someone over a difference in political opinion. They both voted for Trump. I'm done. I'm 41 and young enough to find a new life for myself. I make good money and can afford my own place. Having my own space with nobody else to take care of sounds so relaxing. I want to travel alone and cook meals that I want instead of always catering to his wants. I never want to get married again. I do have more male friends than female and enjoy male company. I'll find some guys I can date and sleep with, but I want to maintain my own space from now on. If you've read this, thanks for listening. My family makes me feel like I'm crazy for doing this, but I don't think I am. They have no kids and she's doing 100% of the housework. So she asked him for help. Help. This is not help. He is maintaining his own space like an adult. We have got to stop asking men for help. And the thing is, now he's going to get to do 100% of his own cooking and cleaning because he didn't want to participate in his home life. He gets to now take care of himself because he didn't want to participate. And the other thing, going down the rabbit hole of the manosphere is going to help these men get and stay single because they really start to lean into these roles thinking that they have a wife appliance that is supposed to serve them. We are more than a wife appliance. And then for her to have a dad and mom that's saying that it's normal for a woman to do all of the housework, we have got to get away from this. We've got to stop listening to these people. Being born with a uterus does not make you a servant to a peen haver. Peen havers do not get a servant simply because they were born. Absolutely not. We need to disabuse people of this notion. That's where we are. They do not get a wife appliance. They do not have a bang maid. They do not have an incubator on hand simply because they were born male. That's where we are. That is the lesson for today. You do not get a wife appliance. You do not get a servant simply because you were born with a peen. Let's look at some of the comments. So Gaia's Minion says, best of luck. May you find the happiness you deserve. And no, you're not crazy at all. It's only normal because generations of women were raised not being able to do better, if anything at all about it. Being told their only role is to get married and be a good wife, suffering abuse if they dared stand up for themselves, etc. But that doesn't have to be how your life goes. It doesn't have to be how your life goes or your life goes or your life goes. We are more than a servant to a man. So Delaney hones in on her dad and stepmom's opinion, saying also it's ridiculous to divorce someone over a difference in political opinion, saying they both voted for Trump. Delaney says, it's not ridiculous to divorce someone over their moral values. Trump supporters like to describe their abhorrent moral stances as a difference in political opinion because it minimizes the problem when they can group morality based opinions in with more mundane opinions and pretend it's their mundane opinions you're worried about. Algorithm says, honestly, your new future sounds like a dream. Please enjoy it to the fullest extent. F all those miserable people. Johnny Ring says, political views and alignment absolutely matter in a relationship. I don't understand how people can brush that off. Also, it's not hard to do chores equally or together or whatever. No one wants to or should pick up after another able-bodied adult. Sorry you've had to deal with that for so long, but it sounds like you're making the right choice for yourself. And you're right. At 41, you still got plenty of fun life ahead of you and will find enriching relationships and sex if you want. Hold on, y'all. A man is speaking in the 2X chromosome subreddit. So Gil says, why get a divorce when it sounds like y'all just need to hire a housekeeper? You've got the money. And here's the OP saying, I don't feel like I have a partner. I feel like I have a child that I didn't want. I cringe whenever he touches me. I don't think you can recover from that. And then the man says, that's why counseling exists, in my opinion. But it sounds like you may be well past that point. Best of luck. Then the OP says, I've tried. I get free counseling through my work medical insurance, and he refuses to go. He really gets defensive and angry when we try to talk about this stuff. So, man, stand on man code. Don't leave man because man won't clean up. Stay with man. Figure things out around man so man doesn't have to cook and clean. Okay, so Itchy Small Talk is responding to Gil saying, is that really the only thing you notice in this entire post? And then we have Background Ruth saying, excuse me, a man is giving us his opinion. Silence the bells, cover the mirrors, turn off the interwebs. Let silence descend upon the land so we may bask in his pearls of wisdom. Nay, his platinum nuggets of sagacity as he weighs in on women's wifely duties. I love it. This is like when I say, behold, and XY has an opinion, but Background Ruth takes it a little bit further, and I am here for it. The OP says, can we please be friends? I laugh so hard reading this. So to Itchy Small Talk saying, is that the only thing that you noticed? And here's the man saying, no, I read the political concerns too, but I tend to take that with a grain of salt. Most relationships fail due to issues with communication and unfair distribution of responsibilities, which is pretty clear here. Yet, instead of saying that this man needs to join in and do things in the house, he says, don't worry about that. Don't worry about making him do anything. No, just hire someone. So he's like, forget alignment politically. Don't worry about that. That's not where the issue really lies. I am a man, and I know where the issues tend to lie. And to that, Itchy Small Talk says, my guy. That's very simple. Anyways, I find this to be so amusing, but what I am seeing with women, and I am loving it in this space. This is another over 40-year-old. Women are getting to their level, their limit quicker, and I am here for it. Know and understand what you will and will not accept. She said the first 5 years were great. The man that you get with is not the man that you leave, because they can be fine until they're not. Once they change, you try to address it. You try to bring it back. If they don't want to, be on the same page, if they don't want to cook and clean, if they think that now they're comfortable, they can lean back, they can let it all hang out or whatnot, this is why you set yourself up to not be fully dependent, and you walk away like this woman is doing. I'm getting a divorce. All right, y'all, let me know what you think about all of this. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.